Let's start with who you're paying up for in DFS tonight. Who do we want to go with here, Jeff? Connor McDavid, most expensive guy on the board.
Yeah, Conor McDavid is absolutely fine to pay up for. I'm going to give you a mid-priced option that you can maybe pair with Conor McDavid, and it's Jack Hughes at 6,300 of the New Jersey Devils. I'm starting to dig the New Jersey Devils. I'm starting to dig what they're putting out. They've built this young core, and it finally seems like they've got them all healthy to start the year. Hughes playing on a line, in the top six anyways. You've got solid wingers there now like Pavel Zacha to play alongside him. And on the power play, you've obviously got Dougie Hamilton now also anchoring that power play. And I think the big attraction here is the Seattle Kraken, who maybe we're giving them a little bit too much credit to start the year. They've gotten some weak goaltending. They're going to be on the road here. They've gotten a couple blowout losses already. I really like attacking here with this New Jersey Devils offense. Obviously, 2 goals for Hughes in his first game, 3 shots on goal. This is the kind of usage you like to see, and at 6,300 against a weak opponent, I like it.
All right, AJ, who are you paying up for in DFS tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to figure out how to get in on Edmonton here, and you can get Leon Draisaitl at about $900 savings compared to Connor McDavid here. He's got 4 assists in the 2 games this season. He's going up against a Duck squad that is currently allowing 40 shots per game. That's 3rd highest in the league. It has all the makings of a blowout. I get fitting McDavid in is going to be tough, but you can save some scratch and go with Draisaitl instead.
All right, Paul, who are you paying up for?
The boys are onto something today. I like both their suggestions. Of course, Connor McDavid at home against a team that played a road game elsewhere last night. That's a no-brainer. He'll cost $9,200 and have a large ownership for sure. I don't want to be the one that miss out on that. And he faces a backup goalie in this matchup too. Buffalo's looked decent thus far, but that won't last. Elias Pettersson and the Canucks visit the Queen City with a big advantage in talent, I think. And I see Pettersson with the more favorable matchup among the high-end players on today's board. So I lock him in for $7,000. And finally, we know that the Flyers crushed Seattle last night and the Kraken limp into Jersey tonight. And I'm sure Nico Hischier wants to be picking at that carcass this evening. So he's another high-end skill guy who I'll pay up to $7,000 for in this matchup. His ownership is much lower than a number of the high-priced owner options tonight.
All right, AJ, if you're going to spend money, you got to save money as well. So where can you find DFS value on the slate?
Well, look, until his price adjusts accordingly, I'm going to keep pushing Victor Olofsson here. He comes in at just 4,100, which is a nice bump, about 500-600 from the last time I recommended him here. He's got a good matchup with Vancouver tonight. He's second on this team right now in average power play ice time per game, and he leads the team in individual Corsi 4 at 14, and that includes 5 attempts versus Arizona, despite not getting on the score sheet. So he's clearly trying to get the puck on net. And like I said, until his price range, I think he's better valued around 5,500, 6,000. Like that's where I would expect him to be. So if he's under that, I think I keep using him.
All right, you got to find some value here. Where are you going to be going, Paul?
Well, we like the Edmonton game, but I'm shocked at the price tag on Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a talented top 6 winger. He'll also play on the top power play, only going to cost $4,200. That brings down the average cost if you pair him with McDavid in a bit of an Edmonton stack. And Montreal has started the season 0-3. Can I let that breathe for just a sec as a Leaf fan? The Habs have a home date with the lowly Sharks tonight. This is a spot for their leadership group to step up, I think, and that means I look for Brendan Gallagher at 4,200 in this one. He will be net front presence tonight all evening, particularly on the power play, and I expect him to light the lamp too.
All right, Jeff, where are you going?
Yeah, I like targeting Montreal as well. I definitely don't hate the Gallagher call either. But there's some other cheap guys. And their second line, again, and I talked about this at the start of the year, but Christian Dvorak, Jonathan Drewen. Jonathan Drewen has looked really good. This is your chance to buy low on a very skilled player who is playing good second-line minutes right now. And, again, he doesn't have to take that top-line role. He's not like the savior anymore. It's kind of just a bounce-back year for him. He's 3,700. He's got 2 goals already. Again, this second line is seeing power play usage as well. So I like going to Drewen there. Another guy you can look to, again, maybe you're stacking this Edmonton game. The Oilers will probably score 6 goals, but they'll also probably allow 3 or 4 because that's what they do. Jakob Silverberg, also in a bit of a bounce-back season. He's looked really good. He was injured all last year. He's only 3,900, so he's actually a lot cheaper than he was last night. He's going to get used all across the board. Again, a guy who sees good power play minutes, second, third liner, but at under 4K, I really like that matchup for him as well.
All right, let's talk Sportsbook. Paul, what's your favorite money line, puck line, or game total tonight?
Well, Jeff just made a nice entree into my case for the Ducks Edmonton game. The Anaheim club has to be feeling pretty good after a thrilling OT victory in Calgary, but it's worth noting that they gave up 43 shots to an offense that's far inferior to the Oilers. I think this could be a points night for the home side and expect them to run up a big score. That means I'm heading to the alternate total goal line for over 7.5 goals and a 320 payoff. I mentioned the wounded Seattle club also that limps into New Jersey tonight. I believe the Devils will be one of the most improved teams this season. If so, this is a spot where they must prevail. You could arrange a pretty inexpensive DFS stack of their stars as well. I'll take them at minus 1.5 goals for a plus 165 win.
All right, Jeff, where are you going?
I mean, again, I'm on the Devils tonight as well. I agree with everything Paul just laid out. These are the spots where the Devils, you should just expect them to be better this year. You know, they've signed the big name player on the back. They've got this young talent that's all healthy, that's another year experience. They've got this Kraken team who just look lost to start the year. And that's fair. They're an expansion team. We get it, but let's take advantage. I'm just going to go to the money line here. I think minus 155 at home. You know, the only risk here to me is Jonathan Bernier. Does he just lay an egg? But Jonathan Bernier has actually been pretty solid. If we go back to even the end of last year, you know, he posted one of his best save percentages in quite a long time. Just going back to last year playing with Detroit. So I think the Devils here at minus 155 on the money line is absolutely fine. And I look at this board, you know, I don't hate the Canadians either, just going to the money line, but I think the Devils, I'm just going to make them straight up my favorite bet here.
All right, AJ, favorite money line, puck line, or game total? Where are you going?
Man, make it 3 in a row. That's the game I was on as well. The Devils to cover the puck line here at plus 165 is tremendous value. Look, if you were up about 30, 40 minutes ago, the Capitals were still favorite in that one, and you could get the Avs to cover at minus 1.5, you know, coming in at like plus 195. I really like that. That is now flipped. So I guess the other option for you is to just take the Avs minus 110, pretty much even money there on the money line.
All right, guys, how about a favorite player prop on the board for this evening? Jeff, what stands out to you?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think we mentioned two games that I really like. It's the Sharks. I like attacking the Sharks, and I like attacking, obviously, the Kraken. But let's go back to that Montreal-San Jose game for this one. And let's go to Jonathan Drewen just to score a point. We're getting plus money here, plus 105. Again, this isn't last year. He's playing in the second line. He's getting offensive starts. He's getting power play starts. I think you're going to see Jonathan Drewen with over 0.5 points per game by the end of the year. And I think lines like this are worth taking advantage of. So Jonathan Drewen, just to score a point, plus 105 tonight against the Sharks.
All right, AJ, what's your favorite player prop on the board?
Well, I haven't seen any odds yet for anytime goal scorer for Nathan McKinnon on the DK Sportsbook tonight, but I'll take him in two other spots now that he is playing in that game. First, over 1.5 points comes in at plus 165. And over half a power play point, so one power play point here at plus 195. Look, sure, the second bet is a little less certain. The Avs have to first go on the power play, but the Caps are averaging 9 power play minute or penalty minutes per game right now. And McKinnon is going to be even more the linchpin of that number one group with Landeskog still suspended. I think he's poised for a big game after having to sit out a couple.
All right, Paul, what about you? What's your favorite player prop?
I'll give you 3 quick ones. I mentioned Elias Pettersson of Vancouver should be poised to have a big night, so put me down for a goal and a plus 160 payoff there. I also expect Montreal to finally get into the win column tonight hosting the Sharks. Cole Caulfield has been blanked in 3 games despite 9 shots on goal and some quality time on the power play. I look for the Wisconsin Badger. I'm doing this for you, AJ, with a score of goal plus a 150 payoff. Oh my, I think I'm showing more love for the Habs than I have ever had on this show. That won't last, I promise. Finally, I like the Red Wings at home against Columbus tonight. They get Dylan Larkin back after his 1-game suspension. I think he's primed for a big year, too, and won't have to deal with Max Domi, who's out with a rib injury. Look for Larkin to do some damage on the score sheet, given that he's their on-ice leader and play all their high-leverage minutes. I pick him to score a goal at plus 175 payoff here. The pick is dedicated to a solid group of Wings fans at Rotowire.